So my turkey is in the oven, and my husband puts it in the morning. It is a covered roaster. It is a stuffed turkey. And what he does for me is he takes out the little bag inside that has the gizzard, the heart, the neck, the other parts. This can be your broth that you'll strain if you did not get enough drippings from your turkey. So ours is in a covered roaster raised. We always get enough of them, of the drippings, but just in case we have this. Making turkey gravy thick and rich is not hard, I promise you. But wear an apron because it gets messy. I get my husband's chopping board set up over here with paper towels around it in case there's a lot of juice and broth. It just makes cleanup easier. So he'll pull the bird out, place it on this over at the stove, and then because he's a man, he can carry that monster over here without dropping it, like I would. Oh, we hello, purty turkey, and look at all the juice in there. So I got to strain that out because it'll also have some dressing in it. So my husband will wrangle this out shortly, but he won't cut it for about 30 minutes, so he lets it set up. That is a purty bird.
Stick the thermometer in here.
You can. And just for safety's sake, we never trust that little red button, but we always put a thermometer in the thigh to where we... So in my sink, I have a Pyrex 4-cup glass measuring. I got it hot in the microwave full of hot water so that my hot liquid isn't going through. This is cheesecloth, food grade. If you don't have cheesecloth, you can use an old towel. You can use an older t-shirt and discard it when you're done or wash it. I choose to discard it. So all I'm gonna do is filter. I've taken out the neck, the gizzards, the liver. I chopped up the other two things, but not the neck and the heart. You don't have to add that to your gravy. Now I'm just gonna pour that liquid through that's been simmering. So there's my broth. That is 4 full cups. I remove the cheesecloth and I throw it away. I choose to then, and all you need is one of these. These are cheap. You can get these at the Dollar Tree, and then it goes easily in the top of your dishwasher. I got plenty of drippings out of that. I will not need to use the broth that I simmered the neck in, the heart, the gizzard, the liver. So I have plenty, and I did put it through that sieve with a cheesecloth in it. Cheesecloth is ugly, but this looks great because a lot of dressing comes out or stuffing. So now I'm just gonna put this on high and let it come to a boil. I got Fred my fan going because it's hot. And when I say you're gonna put this on high and bring this to a boil, I mean you're gonna boil, 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 boil it. And you can test it for your seasonings, but if your turkey was seasoned well, you shouldn't have to add any seasonings to your gravy. But if you do, just do it slowly with pepper or salt. And you can see how much drippings we got off of it. Say you do yours in a bag and you don't get as many, then you're gonna use what we did, the neck, the heart, the gizzard simmering on the stove for. That's gonna be your gravy base. It's all boiling away and the color is beautiful. It's an old-timey Tupperware for thickening my gravy. I put all-purpose flour up to the 2 line. I fill up to the 12 with water. I'm gonna let that sit there and get smushed together, and that's how I'm gonna thicken my gravy when it's time. But again, still boiling away. Every once in a while I stir it, but remember I don't have my giblets or anything in there that could make an issue. So my gravy's been boiling around, or my drippings have been boiling around 10, 15 minutes. Well, it's more like 20 minutes. Anywho, now I'm gonna start adding my flour and water. But don't do that unless this is a rolling boil. And you're gonna need to use a whisk and slowly put it in there. So this gravy is finished. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off because again, it's the temperature of molten lava. And if you can see the line up here, what's that, a little over 1/4 of an inch, that when we boiled this, that's how much it cooked down. Now this will continue to get thick and it is absolutely delicious. Heh, I forgot to add my little chopped up bits, so I turned it back to low and added them. So I'm just gonna let it sit here on there while that gets really hot. So whoop, there it is. But you don't have to add the chopped stuff. Do your own thing. It's your gravy, but make it good. Make people want it. So whoop, there is mine, and I'm fixing to eat like a grown man and get my little brown and serve rolls out. Yummy. This was a 15-pound bird. So here is my gravy after having been in the refrigerator for about an hour and a half. You can scrape off. Sometimes you'll get a larger layer of fat on the top. If so, just scrape it off. But this is an entity. My gravy is alive. You can see my little giblets down in there. All right, so it is not hard to make gravy. This is easy. And I have my stock pot going over here. I had a chicken carcass in the freezer. And then I've got all the bones and the carcass of the large turkey. And tonight before I go to bed, I will put this into a crock pot. And then I'll be able to can up some chicken broth. Or I could make turkey soup or whatever. It's not hard. You can do it. And turkey is super good for you and affordable.